My dog eats once a day. Is this okay? If your dog only eats once per day, you may be worried that your pup isn't getting the nutrition they need, or worse, that they may be ill. While you should look into it further, you probably don't need to stress. This problem is more common than you might think, and there are easy solutions available. As a dog expert, I get asked about this all of the time. The fact is, many veterinarians recommend dogs consume 2 meals per day, spaced approximately 12 hours apart. Puppies should eat even more frequently. So, how often should dogs eat? First, let's preface all of this by saying that the twice-a-day rule is general. The perfect amount of feeding times in a day depends on diverse factors, like the dog's breed, size, weight, physical health, and age. A veterinarian can provide precise guidelines regarding how frequently your furry friend should eat. That said, it's good to know the general rules of thumb when it comes to dog eating routines. Here's what the experts recommend. Adult dogs. An adult large-sized dog should eat at least 2 square meals per day. These meals should consist of high-quality dog food with the appropriate calories and nutrients to maintain energy levels and health. Puppies. The average puppy should eat 3 to 4 times per day. The food should consist of a puppy-friendly formula with the vitamins and minerals pups need to grow strong. Note that puppies generally relieve themselves within 15 minutes of eating, so be prepared. Why a single meal per day can be a problem. So is eating just 1 meal per day a problem? It can be. For puppies, a single feeding won't be enough to maintain energy levels and healthy growth. They need more fuel than an adult dog to nurture their developing bodies. Meanwhile, adult dogs may become more anxious or irritable if they are only fed once per day. They may get aggressive and be more prone to behavioral issues like chewing on furniture or acting violently towards people or animals. Further note that adult dogs can empty their stomachs within 8 hours. After this point, their stomach will send a hunger trigger to the brain. This can cause the dog to overeat when they get food, resulting in health issues like bloating and gastrointestinal problems. What should you do if your dog eats only once a day? So, your dog eats only once a day, and you think that's a problem, but what can you do about it? If you've tried feeding your pup a second time per day and they don't seem interested, you might assume this is a lost cause. It's not, we promise. Follow these steps to help. Number 1, rule out health problems. Before you do anything else, take your 4-legged family member to the veterinarian for a checkup. You want to rule out possible health issues that could be causing a lack of appetite. Don't worry, odds are your dog is perfectly healthy. It's simply better to double check before proceeding. Number 2, adjust your dog's feeding times. If your dog insists on a single meal per day, it may be time to rethink your feeding times. If they are currently only eating once daily, add another high-quality meal. However, make sure to leave 12 hours between meal times. Otherwise, your dog won't have much appetite. Number 3, limit feeding time. It's not just when your dog eats that matters. The amount of time you give them to chow down is another factor. Some dog owners like to leave kibble out for their dogs all day. However, this impedes portion control efforts. Number 4, improve your pup's portion control. Limiting mealtime will also make it easier to control your dog's portions. If your dogs eat one giant meal once per day, they may not want more later. Limiting their portion sizes will allow them to distribute their eating across a larger window of time. Number 5, change your dog's food. Sometimes, a dog's lack of interest in food is down to something as simple as the type of food they're getting. If your dog lacks appetite, try changing up its chow. Look for foods with natural human-grade ingredients, and always read the nutrition label. Number 6, rethink your approach to treats. Here's another simple reason why your dog may not have an appetite for a second meal at day's end. You're overfeeding them treats. Your pup undoubtedly loves treats, and they can be a great help for training. However, treats shouldn't replace meals. Treats should never make up more than 5 to 10% of your dog's everyday diet. If you like to use treats frequently, for example, for training, you can minimize this by breaking them into smaller pieces. This still allows you to provide a reward without overloading your pup with goodies.